we talked a little bit earlier about the fifth-year option for Jedrick Wills. Mary Kay thinks it's a no-brainer. We'll see how that shakes out. Along those lines, though, this is a redraft of the 2020 draft by The Athletic. And you see they have the Bengals taking Herbert number 1 ahead of Burrow. Not sure that would necessarily happen. Burrow going 2, Wirfs going 3, Andrew Thomas going 4. They have Jedrick Wills going 7th, and the Browns taking CeeDee Lamb. So it's just interesting that Wills hasn't really lived up to that, but an independent guy that's not Cleveland-related, Cleveland-centric, redrafting thinks Wills goes before number 10. Again, it's kind of all relative to what you're seeing. Wills hasn't been what the 10th pick in the draft should be, but he is not one of the worst left tackles in football either.
No. And look, for Jedrick Wills to have maybe not progressed, and look, the Browns are not blameless here. You drafted a guy who played right tackle.
Yep.
With the sole purpose of making and asking him to play left tackle. So if it didn't work out or he hasn't hit the way you thought he would hit, well, you basically, you bought a scratch-off ticket. You had no idea what was underneath. So that's where, for me, it gets difficult. And do I see this meteoric rise in Jedrick Wills from rookie year to year 2 to year 3? I don't. I'm not necessarily condoning that, he shouldn't be here anymore, but to tell me that you're comfortable paying him $14 or $15 million in 2024, I'm not. And, everybody now, it's 14, 15 million. Well, I mean, 14, 15 million dollars, that gets you a rock solid edge player. That gets you a rock solid defensive tackle. That could get you one of the best free safeties in the game. So you're telling me that Jedrick Wills' play to this point is on par with that? Jedrick Wills, what you pay, Jadeveon Clowney had 9.5 sacks in 2021. The Browns upped his salary to $14 million this year. Granted, it didn't work out, but the impact Jadeveon Clowney had in 2021, you're going to tell me that is now commensurate to the level of play of Jedrick Wills to this point in his career? I'm just not buying it. I just don't see it. And if they're going to do it, I mean, anybody who seems that they're okay with it, you're not going to be okay with it when you see the type of player that you are no longer going to have on your team because you committed what seems to be not much money in $14, $15 million to a left tackle who most people say it's okay, he's average. If it's average, I'll go draft that in the second round in 2024.
No, those are all very fair points, and that's kind of the way you have to weigh it. What can you get relative to that $14.5 million?
I could get average. I could get average in the second round of the NFL draft.